Hello friends. Now in the previous session we have discussed about the Maharashtra Act number 3 of 2007, which is published in the Maharashtra Government Gazette on the 5th February 2007, and there are 9 chapters, 2 schedules are given and 50 sections were given. Now in the 2015 there is an amendment, and this act is called as Maharashtra Act number 12 of 2015. So we will discuss the amendment points under this act of 2015. So this is the Maharashtra Act number 12 of 2015, first published having received the assent of the governor in the Maharashtra Government Gazette on 6th April 2015. An act to amend the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measure Act 2006. So this is the amendment of this Maharashtra Fire Prevention Life Safety Measure Act 2006. So the amendments are in Maharashtra Act number 3 of 2007, whereas it is expedient to amend the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measure Act 2006 for the purposes hereinafter appearing, it is hereby enacted in the 66th year of the Republic of India as follows. The first point is, this act may be called as Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measures Amendment Act 2015. Now, the previous act was the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measures Act 2006. Now, this act is Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measures Amendment Act 2015. Then, second point is, in Section 3 of the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measures Act 2006, hereinafter referred to as the Principal Act. So in the 2015 Act, now the previous act can be called as the Principal Act, right? Because in the Maharashtra Fire Prevention and Life Safety Measure 2006 Act is the main act, which is published in 2007, but from this Section 3, with reference to this Section 3, now it can be called it as Principal Act. In that A point, Section 3, subsection 1, in the explanation, after the words and figures, the National Building Code of India 2005, the words and brackets, or as the case may be, the parameters laid down from time to time by the National Fire Protection Association Institution U.S.A. shall be inserted. Because in the Principal Act, that is of 2006, in the Section 3, it is given that without prejudice to the provisions of any law or the rules, regulation or bylaws made thereunder or the National Building Code of India 2005 relating to the fire prevention, life safety measures and in operation in the state for the time being in force, the owner or where the owner is not traceable, the occupier of building as classified in the Schedule 1. So this is the main sentence of this Section 3 of 2006 Act. Now, instead of this National Building Code of India 2005, here the change is National Fire Protection Association Institution USA, that is generally called as NFPA. So instead of National Building Code 2005, we have to follow the guidelines which is given under this NFPA guidelines USA. Then B point is after subsection 1, the following subsection shall be inserted, namely 1A. So this is the addition under this section 3 and subsection 1A. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1 or any other provision of this act or any other law for the time being in force, building above 30 meters in height but not exceeding 45 meters in height may be permitted. In case of occupancies specified as C1 in Schedule 1, that is to say hospitals, sanatoria and nursing homes if such building fulfills the minimum requirement of firefighting installations specified in Schedule 1. So this is one of the addition, that is the amendment in this act. So under section 3 of subsection 1, here this 1 is inserted into this act. So from this point, it is clearly mentioned that if you want to build the building 30 meters plus or up to 45 meters height, then you can say it as C1 in the Schedule 1. And that building which is having the height from 30 meters to 45 meters may be utilized for the hospital purpose, for the sanatoria, for the nursing home, etc. But the condition is that all these buildings, all these applications should fulfill the minimum requirement of firefighting installation which is specified in Schedule 1. So in the Schedule 1, in the previous presentation, we have discussed about the firefighting installations, then water supply facilities, then pumping facilities, etc. So we have to refer that subsection 3 and Schedule 1 for fulfilling this activity, that is which is inserted as a 1A in 2015 Act. Then point C, after subsection 2, the following subsection shall be inserted. So this is again another addition to subsection 2 as a 2A. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 2 or in any other law for time being in force, the state government may upon a request by a planning authority permit the authority in power to sanction the construction plan of any building or part of building and to issue certificate of completion or part thereof to issue such certificate in respect of building exceeding 45 meters in height in case of occupancies specified as C1 in Schedule 1, that is to say hospitals, sanatoria and nursing homes if such building fulfills the minimum requirement of firefighting installations specified in Schedule 1. So here one additional provision is that you can build or you can have the buildings of 45 meters height plus. But again you can refer the C1 in Schedule 1 and you have to fulfill all the minimum requirement which is given under this Schedule 1. So this is another addition as a 2A in this 2015 Act. Then this is third point in Schedule 1 to the Principal Act. So we have already discussed about this Schedule 1 under the heading Institution Buildings. C under subheading A Hospitals, Sanatoria and Nursing Homes. C1 after the entry 3 the following entries shall be added, namely. So these are the additions under the Schedule 1 of the Principal Act. So that Principal Act is nothing but the Act of 2006. So if you observe the Schedule 1 and in the Schedule 1 the point A and the buildings are C1. So under that point A, that is hospitals, sanatoria and nursing homes are given. So Under that point, it is nothing but the addition. That is fourth point and fifth point. So if you observe the schedule 1 institution building C with reference to note 12, the CA point is hospitals, sanatoria and nursing home C1. So the point 1 is less than 15-meter in height and there are different criterias. Then under CA2, 15-meter and above but not exceeding 24-meter in height, and the criteria is given. Then B is point, sorry, in C3, CA3 is there about 24-meter and not exceeding 30-meter in height. And there is no point after third, and directly there is a B point, that is C2. But from this 2015 Act amendment, so we have to add this fourth and fifth point under this schedule 1 C A, and again the point 4 and 5 after point 3. So the point 4 is above 30-meter because in the C1 category only up to 30-meter height building the criteria is given. But this is for above 30-meter up to 45-meter, and fifth point is above 45-meter in height. So the criteria is extended up to 45 as well as 45 plus, and all these criteria are given. That is, these columns are nothing but the type of installations like fire extinguisher, hose reel, dry riser, wet riser, downcomer, yard hydrant, then automatic sprinkler systems, manually operated electric fire alarm systems, and automatic detection and alarm systems. So these columns are related to the type of installations. And then the water supply in liters, underground static water storage tank should be 1,50,000 instead of 75,000, and the terrace tank must have the 30,000 liters capacity instead of 10,000. Then the pump capacity in liters is for pump near underground static water storage tank, that is fire pump with minimum pressure of 0.3 Newton per mm square at terrace level should be 2,400 instead of 1,800, and at the tank level with minimum pressure of 0.3 Newton per mm square is NR. So this is one of the addition. Then next addition is above 45-meter in height. We have already discussed about this type of installations. Then the water supply in liters, that is for underground and terrace tank. And then this is the pump capacity for the fire pump and the tank level pump. So this is the addition in the 2015 Act. Then in the point B in notes, in note 12 for the word and letter group C, the word letters and figures group C2 and group C3 shall be substituted. So for group C, the substitution is group C2 and C3. Then second, after note 12, the following notes shall be inserted. So these are the addition, that's it, insertion in the note 12. 12A, building above 30-meter in height but not exceeding 45-meter in height may be permitted for group C1. So which was not the case in the 2006 Act. Now the 30-meter plus up to 45-meter can be permitted under group C1 category, provided it complies or is in consonance with the parameters laid down from the time to time by the NFPA USA in respect of such occupancies. Now in the previous act, that is in the Principal Act 2006, the National Building Code 2005 guidelines are given, but now in the 2015 Act, NFPA USA guidelines are given. So we have to comply all these NFPA USA guidelines for 30-meter plus height. Then 12B is there, that is insertion of 12B note. Building above 45 meter in height may be permitted for group C1 in the manner provided by subsection 2A of section 3, provided it complies or is in consonance with the parameters laid down to the NFPA U.S.A. in respect of such. So this is the 30 meter plus but not exceed 45 meter height, and this is 45 meter plus height, and we have to comply the NFPA USA guidelines. So these are the 12A and 12B insertion under the note 12. Then fourth point is in schedule 2 to the principal act. So we have discussed this schedule 2 in A part 1 under the heading institutional buildings, that is C. Under subheading A hospital, sanatoria and nursing homes, C1 after entry 3 of the following entry shall be inserted. So we have added these points, that is 30 meter plus but less than 45 meter height buildings and 45 meter plus height buildings in the schedule 1. So obviously the fire service fee structure for that buildings should be added accordingly, and that is why this is another amendment in the schedule 2. So if you refer the schedule 2, which is specially for the fire service fee structure for municipal corporation, and if you observe the points under this C1 category, then you can have the idea that there are only 3 points under this C1 category, and this fourth one and fifth one point should be added as a amendment points. So the institutional buildings is the main type of building occupancy. Under that, A is hospitals, sanatoria and nursing homes as a C1 category buildings, and then there are 3 points in the previous principal act in 2007. So under that act, the first point is less than 50 meter in height, second one is 15 meter to 24 meter, and third one is 24 meter to 30 meter. But now fourth one is added, that is above 30 meter but less than 45 meter, and likewise fifth point is above 45 meter in height. So these 2 points should be inserted into that C1 category building in the schedule 1. So these are the different fee structure which is applicable to this fourth point as well as this fifth point. So these points are nothing but the municipal corporation where population exceeds 50 lakhs. The fee is in rupees per square meter. This is the first column, and this sub column is subject to the minimum of rupees 1,50,000. Then the next column is municipal corporation where population exceeds 25 lakhs but does not exceed 50 lakhs, and again per square meter and the minimum fee structure is given. Then this one is for the municipal corporation where population exceeds 10 lakhs but less than 25 lakhs, and these next 2 columns are for the population 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, and the last one is for the 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs, and in a similar way that is for the fifth point. So this is the fourth point addition or insertion. Then under part B in part 2, so we have discussed about this part 1 C1 category. Now under the part 2 of this schedule is related to the institutional buildings. That is again we have to check the fire service fee structure for municipal corporation. So in a similar way what we have discussed in the previous slide, we have to add this fourth point and fifth point and their fee structure respectively for the part 2. Then in a similar way we have to add for the part 3 also, because we have added the fourth and fifth point, that is the buildings having 30 meter to 45-meter height and 45-meter plus height in the schedule 1. So we have to add the same structure for fee structure in the schedule 2 for part 1, part 2 and part 3. So these are the different amendment points in the Act 2015. Thank you.